Good morning, everybody. Look at this. Good morning, good morning. Here I am in the beautiful 1 Million Cups Virtual Center at the incredible Pinnacle Production Studio. I mean, how cool is this? It's beautiful, and I'm so excited to get started today. My name is Sadie Sweer, and I am the Community Outreach Coordinator over at downtown Sioux Falls. But this morning's host in the first virtual 1 Million Cups at this location. And of course, 1 Million Cups is a national, international organization focused on bringing people together in the entrepreneurial community to over 1 million cups across the nation on Wednesday mornings. And we're so excited to be doing it today. And kicking it off, we'll do what we do every week. So in the comments, if you'd like to, or if you're on the Zoom call right now, please let us know if you are brand new. We will have the speakers speak during the section in a little bit. But if you're new and you're watching, let us know. I'm going to look at the Zoom comments and see if you're new. And just you can say who you are, how you heard about 1 Million Cups. Awesome. We have an Amy Ripley on if she would like to go live. Oh, where's the coffee? Adam, the coffee's in the other room. I can grab it by the end though. Ellie is new. Good to see you too, Ellie. And if you want to take yourself off mute, you can actually say hi to everybody as well if you don't want to do it in the comments. But thank you so much for coming on and tuning in this morning. We really appreciate it. Of course, we are going virtual this morning to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe. And of course, I have my mask on, and everybody at Pinnacle Productions has their mask on this morning. So we'll still be able to bring you some great content and some great speakers through 1 Million Cups, but doing it virtually. So whether you're on Facebook Live, whether you're listening in on YouTube, there'll be plenty of ways for you to watch, and we're so excited to be doing it this morning. We have another new person, Jennifer. Awesome. Teacher in quarantine. Yep. I think we all know what that feels like, that's for sure. Okay. Well, if nobody's coming on new and doesn't want to do it, that's okay. Make sure to keep going in the comments. I'm going to be reading them right here on this iPad. But we'll keep it going. So anybody with a calendar of events, so any events that are going on in the community, either this weekend or in the next couple weeks, that would be important to our 1 Million Cups community. Of course, there's always something going on in downtown Sioux Falls. Ooh, Maureen said she has one. Maureen, do you want to say it on the Zoom call?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great.
I wanted to talk about Nonprofit Pitch Night. So this is the latest event that has been announced from Startup Sioux Falls. It will be on December 1st, but there's also an important deadline coming up before that. So the concept of Nonprofit Pitch Night, there will be 3 nonprofits. This is all taking place by Zoom, who have the opportunity to kind of pitch their nonprofit. They all must be local. 501c3s, kind of in startup phase, so having started within the last 5 years. And so until November 23rd, you have the opportunity to apply to be one of those 3 nonprofits. And then everybody who attends this Zoom call will have the opportunity to vote on their favorite pitch, and the winner will win $1,000 for the nonprofit. So again, Nonprofit Pitch Night, you can find that on Eventbrite or Facebook for the details, or for the link to apply your nonprofit to hopefully be one of them to pitch. And I actually have a second one to mention briefly as well, which actually happens tomorrow, is Startup Sioux Falls office hours. We have just a couple spots left. So again, it's called Startup Sioux Falls office hours. You can find that on Facebook or Eventbrite or the Startup Sioux Falls website. If you are an entrepreneur who would like some advice, we have some amazing mentors lined up tomorrow over the lunch hour to give their time to have one-on-one conversations. So I would just really encourage anyone to check out Startup Sioux Falls office hours. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And it looks like we got another one in the chat from Dakota Jordan. And she wants everybody to know she's over at the Bishop Dudley House. Hi, Dakota. Thanks for tuning in. She's talking about the Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. And that's this week. So you can actually do some virtual tours. I'm signed up for one on Friday at 2 o'clock. So make sure to learn more about this amazing resource for many people in this area over at the Bishop Dudley House. And there's a link in the comments to sign up for that. And so we'll keep going. We'll see if there's any more comments for events, but if you have one, make sure to post it there. Of course, I got to talk about downtown Sioux Falls. There's always something going on. And so kicking off this weekend, holiday favorite for a lot of people is Winter Wonderland in Falls Park. And so they are lighting up the Falls Park right in downtown Sioux Falls with beautiful, beautiful lights. And that's starting this Friday and going until the beginning of January. So while you're starting your holiday shopping, you can go see that. It's beautiful. And many of these small businesses have some fun events that, of course, have COVID-19 precautions in them as well. And make sure to find all events, promotions, and some other information about downtown Sioux Falls at dtsf.com. Awesome. Thanks for posting those events, Maureen. She just talked about them. Great. And we'll kick off to our speakers today. And I say speakers because there's 6 of them this morning. And it's a very unique 1 million cups because we have the University of Sioux Falls Business Plan Development students here today. And they are going to pitch the plans that they've been working on for the last semester in 2 minutes or less. And of course, with the 1 million cups community, this is a perfect place for all of you to give them feedback, to give them some support. And that's what we do here at the 1 million cups community. And so not only that, but audience members, we want your feedback and a vote because you get your chance to talk about your favorite pitch with a vote at the very end of it. And these students will actually win a month of co-working space at the Zeal Center for Entrepreneurship and a local gift card. So after all of the pitches are done, after the Q&A, we're going to do a vote in the actual Zoom call that you're on right now. So if you're live on Facebook, if you're live on YouTube, you can hop onto the Zoom call and actually vote there. So we will get started, and I'm going to have Pinnacle Productions, of course, keep us on time. But kicking it off, we have Nikki Weber with a business pitch for Gym Travert. Good morning, Nikki.
Morning. I'll just share my screen here quick then.
Perfect.
Can you guys see that at all?
Yep, we sure can.
Awesome. All right. Well, my name is Nicole Weber, and today I will be presenting to you Gym Travert. To start, I want you to think of a time that you've gone to the gym and you've had the entire place to yourself. It's a pretty great feeling, right? Or maybe you've wanted to start your physical fitness journey, but have been too scared to start because of the judgment of others. Well, I have a solution for you. At Gym Travert, we provide a personal space for you to work out in that's available to you 24/7. We meet all needs of our customers, whether that's strength training, cardio, etc. We also provide workouts and trainers for anyone who would like the guidance. When you sign up for a membership at Gym Travert, you would download a scheduling app that allows you to request a room before you arrive. There are several different options one can request for their preferred method of training. So for example, if I were going to this gym, I would request a Stairmaster, low weight free weights, medicine balls, and a standard bench to be put in my room before my arrival. As a 22-year-old woman who runs on a tight schedule and doesn't like to wait to use equipment or even be bothered by a random person at the gym, Gym Travert would be extremely convenient for me. To put it more into perspective for you, here's a testimonial from one of my fellow classmates at USF. She said, "I was at a local gym and this guy told me, 'You look like you take fitness very seriously.' He kept walking by and winking at me until I finally yelled, 'Leave me alone.' A worker overheard everything and the man was escorted out of the building. The guy was a total creep. Miranda Phipps at USF." With that being said, This gym is for those who simply want to go to the gym and experience the luxury of having their own space without having any other distractions. Finding that no judgment zone is very difficult to come by, and society shouldn't have to sacrifice their physical well-being because of it. I am seeking a large investment or a mentor to guide me along this journey in starting this business. Thank you for your time.
Okay, perfect. Oh, look at that. Great. Thank you so much, Nikki.
Yeah.
And once you start having questions, you can definitely post them right in the Zoom chat, and we'll get to those after all of the pitches. And so next up, we have Grace Troutman, and she's talking to us about a business called Grace Notes Piano Studio. Good morning, Grace.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, you sound great.
Awesome. Okay, so my name is Grace Troutman, and I'm with Grace Notes Piano Studio. I've been teaching piano lessons for 5.5 years, and I have never once had a piano student drop out of lessons because they hate piano. I have, on the other hand, had many students need to drop out of lessons because their busy schedules don't allow them to take lessons anymore. That's when I realized that with busy schedules, families need flexibility. Traditional studios are set up giving each student a weekly lesson slot that they are only able to reschedule if they're sick. Grace Notes has a different approach. We offer lessons tailored to each student's needs and schedule. So Grace Notes offers in-home, in-studio, and virtual lessons, weekly and bi-weekly lessons, 20, 30, and 45-minute lessons. And we even have a scheduling app so that students can schedule their lessons whenever they want, because each week is different for most students. At Grace Notes Studio, lessons are tailored to students' individual needs. We're a goal-based studio, which means that if students want to accompany themselves for a talent show or play at their church's worship band or compete in a sonata competition, we help them achieve those goals by tailoring lessons to their needs. Grace Notes is about turning piano lessons from a have to a get to, because that's when true musicians are made. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Grace. And next up, we have Graham Ferguson and The Missing Link.
Hello, everyone. My name is Graham Ferguson, as she said, and I'm here on behalf of The Missing Link. The Missing Link is your new path to financial freedom. We are a group focused on creating you passive income and teaching you how to resell anything for a profit. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit this spring, thousands lost jobs or moved to a work-from-home situation. We saw an opportunity to help these people and capitalized on it. Since then, we've helped hundreds of people provide for themselves and their families during this pandemic. While some were just surviving, the Missing Link members were thriving. With our unparalleled services, business connections, and 24/7 member support, we are able to provide you with numerous amounts of money-making opportunities and investments in order to help you become financially free. Some of our services include drop shipping. We'll walk you through this form of e-commerce selling to help you make money while you sleep. Price errors. Every day we find price glitches on the internet in order to provide you with items at little to no cost. Free Amazon products. Our 8 exclusive Amazon providers give you the option to purchase, review their products, and in turn, provide you with a full refund for the item. Social media services. Whether you have a small business and you're looking to grow your accounts, or you just want to flex 5,000 followers on your friends, we can provide you with likes, followers, subscribers, or any kind of impressions you're looking for. Sports card investing. Whether you're a beginner or an expert investor, we make it easy for you to profit through our strategic investments in the hottest players on the market. Now you're looking at me thinking, this group must cost me hundreds of dollars a month. Well, no. It's a flat rate of $30 a month, which gives you access to our 42 exclusive services and our written and video guides in order to help you utilize all of our services in becoming financially free with The Missing Link. You can check us out at missinglinktm.com, and all of our social media accounts are linked on the website. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Graham. Loved that background. That was cute. That was cool. That was really beautiful. And next up, we have Emmy Oots, and she's talking to us about the playground, an indoor softball facility. Good morning, Emmy.
Good morning. All right, so hello, my name is Emmy Utes. I'm presenting to you an indoor softball training facility.
I do actually.
Growing up, playing competitive softball meant investing countless hours into my sport and spending a lot of the times at the fields and at indoor training facilities. This is time that could have been otherwise spent with my friends, being a normal kid and likely hanging out at a normal playground. I traded the swings, slides, and monkey bars in the cage. I traded the swings, slides, and monkey bars in the cages. I traded the swings, slides, and monkey bars for swings in the cages and reps at the facility. For this reason, it only seemed right to name my facility the playground. Sports can make a huge difference in young women's lives. Statistics show that girls are dropping out of athletics at 2 times the rate as boys are. Women who play sports are more likely to have more confidence, better leadership skills, and a better idea of teamwork. The playground offers private lessons, group camps and clinics, classroom lessons, and memberships. We are unlike the rest because we are tailored exclusively to softball athletes. All of our instructors will have a lot of softball experience through playing and/or coaching at a high level. We believe that athletes learn best from those they can relate to. Initially, our facility will be 5,000 square feet and will be fully turfed and netted. We will be located in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and will market to the Sioux Falls athletes and surrounding towns. We offer our services to girls T-ball aged all the way through high school. I'm opening the playground because I have seen firsthand the change in players who have taken the time to get better. The parents of the athletes I've worked with will attest to the fact that their kids' confidence has grown in all aspects. Kids are hungry for opportunities, and I want to help those kids be the best they can be. They deserve a chance, and I'm determined to bring them the playground where they can have that chance. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Emmy. And shout out to Pinnacle. I got the cup of coffee. I hope you are all enjoying some caffeinated beverage this morning. And we are approaching our last couple speakers. So next up, we have Odell Shoop with, this might be my favorite name so far, Shoop's Hoops Consulting. Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Hi. My name is Odell Shoop, and I'm here on behalf of Shoop's Hoops Consulting. The question I have for all of you today is, have you or anyone you've ever known ever had a coach in their lifetime that struggled at talking to them individually or as the whole or with the whole team? We've noticed this just because of an age gap in older coaches. My firm aims to help these coaches, the ones you see in their 40s, 50s, or even their 60s, who struggle with poor communication skills with the younger athletes of today that they are coaching. I can personally attest to this problem. I had an older coach in his 40s who coached me back in high school and had pulled me aside and talked to me about playing time within the next couple of games. Now, these next couple of games, they came and went. Nothing happened. And after this, that was the last time this coach had ever talked to me about my playing time. And ultimately, because of this, I had not just lost respect for this coach, but lost the love of the game. My firm aims to come in and see how the coach interacts with these athletes individually and as a whole team. And after reassessing this whole situation, we'd like to offer one-on-one simulation, kind of interview type style things with the coaches. For example, talking to a player about playing time, like in my situation, or just encouraging the player overall to stay out for the sport. All I'm looking for today is any advice or potential investment, big or small. All is appreciated. Thank you again for your time.
Great. Thank you so much, Adele. And again, you asked the question, of course, why we're presenting to 1 million cups for them to get feedback from all of us. So make sure that you're posting your questions in the chat, and we will make sure to get them and announce them live so everybody can hear them as well. So last but not least, we have Cami Weber with Cam's Coffee Cup. Good morning, Cami.
Morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Cami Weber. According to eImport's coffee statistics for 2020, 30 million American adults drink specialty coffee beverages every day. But do they even know what's in their drink or how it's made? I am here to represent Cam's Coffee Cup. This is not a drive-through or a sit-down, but a walk-through coffee shop. In essence, a customer will walk in, create a specialty cup of coffee, and then exit. For example, the customer will enter. They'll choose to make a hot, iced, or blended drink. And then they'll pick their cup size and desired flavorings. Then there will be visuals on the wall to create their drink. And at the end, they'll check out and leave the store. Also, there will be in-store trainers such as myself to help these customers learn to make their own specialty coffee. This can include them pulling their own espresso shots and steaming their own milk. Once people try this for the first time, they will realize how fun and satisfying it is to be their own barista. My main target market is 15 to 25 high school and college students looking for something fun to do with their time. But besides this age range, any coffee lover will be marketed to. Coffee never goes out out of style, and it is a sustainable business. At Cam's Coffee Cup, we create a fun experience where people can enjoy the fact that they handcrafted their own beverage. The main things I need to purchase to make this happen are a physical location, espresso equipment, blenders, and more. I'm just asking for any investment you're willing to give, and am excited to get you on board with my idea. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cami. And I should have said sponsored by Cami Cup. Maybe we'll get you as a new coffee sponsor for 1 million cups sometime, Cami. But thank you all so much. You all did incredible. Shelly, you should be very proud. USF, you should be very proud in our community. These are some great pitches going on. And so I'm just going to go through some of these questions that have been in the comments first, but make sure to keep asking them. So kicking it off, we had a question in the chat, just scrolling up. The first one was for Marine, for Grace. And Grace notes, do you have a reminder system to get the students to actually schedule their sessions?
Yeah, so we have a text reminder system. I find that parents really are on their phones a lot, but don't get emails and stuff. So they can have the text sent to the student if the student is old enough to drive themselves to lessons or whatever. But the parents get the reminders too.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. Perfect. And then Grace, we'll ask another question for you really quick. Why did you come up with this idea, and what problem did you experience that you wanted to do this?
Yeah, so my biggest struggle teaching lessons right now is just scheduling students. They always feel like they're too busy for lessons at one time, so I try to be really flexible with my schedule, and I found that keeps a lot of families engaged more with lessons, and they don't feel like they need to drop out of lessons because it's a waste of money. I also saw a lot of students towards the beginning of my teaching career drop out of lessons. They were really talented, but they didn't have time and they didn't feel like the lessons were helping them with what they wanted to learn. So that's why the goal-based lessons, because if students are having fun, they're going to enjoy it and keep working harder. So.
Great. And I used to take piano lessons, and I know it would have been a lot better if we could do some kind of texting and doing it with my parents as well. So that's a really good idea. And next question from the chat, Nicole Weber with Jim Travert. Do you have a target price in mind, and will it be contract based or by appointment only? And I know you've been answering some of these questions in the chat, but we want to make sure that we have it for the people listening on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. I want to keep the price fairly low. It will be a monthly fee, so I do want to keep it around like $60 to $75, but we'll see if it would launch. But it would be a contract of 6 months for whenever you sign up too. So
great, thank you. And Emmy, do you have a pricing model? And that is from Amy Ripley.
Yeah, so basically we have revenue in a couple different ways. So we have our memberships, which will be a flat monthly fee. If you're a member, you have access to the facility whenever it's open and the equipment, and even our instructors, if they're there, you can feel free to ask them a question. Then we'll do private lessons, which that will probably be our main source of revenue. That'll be probably about anywhere from $50 to $70 an hour, depending on the child's age or the level of the instructor. And then we'll also do camps and clinics. So through that, it'll just kind of vary based on the length of the camp or again on the instructor, but definitely lots of different sources of revenue.
And I also have a question for you, Emmy. Would you consider doing something like this, expanding to other sports, not just softball?
I have thought about that a little bit. I think that would be pretty cool. I think I really want to stay specialized. So if I were to do that, it would be super special. So like if it was like football or soccer, it would have its own like building even, or you could even do like some sort of like a strip mall type deal with like maybe a big open area in the back and then individual little sections in the front, just kind of focusing on each sport or even like specific position.
Love that. That's so interesting and such a great idea. And so another question from the chat from Amy Ripley. Amy's having a bunch of questions. Thank you so much. She has one for Odell. How would you market your consulting business? Would you reach out to schools, individuals, etc.?
Great question. I would start it back in my hometown just because I have a lot more credibility there back in Minnesota. And I also know a lot more coaches there. So genuinely, I would probably do word of mouth advertising within these coaches, and then also Facebook advertising, because my target market is like 40 to 60-year-old male coaches. And I feel like they'd spend their time on Facebook a lot more.
Great. And another question, Cami, how would you ensure customer flow? And again from Amy.
So my location, that would be what I would really want, would be in an urban area or around high school and college areas where people are walking to class or school. And then also maybe shopping centers such as like Lake Lorraine, because a lot of people will be out and about, and then a lot of people want coffee while they're shopping all day or if they're going to school.
Absolutely.
So Cami, I apologize. I just want to clarify that question. So Cami, when I meant customer flow, you're talking about people at stations doing something that they don't normally do. They're not a barista.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you ensure the customer flow through the line to make sure you don't have people waiting?
Oh, yeah. So my plan is to have a hot, iced, and blended line, and then also probably an express line on the way in. So if people are more experienced and they kind of just want to get in and out and not more for the experience or just like learning it, and they just want to actually just make it and quick leave, that would be like the express lane. But as far as flow goes, the first time anyone comes, if they don't know how to do it, it's going to take a while, but the goal is for the customers to have goals for themselves to be faster every time.
Great. And we have a question for Graham from Adam. And he's wondering, who is your competition and why could a much larger company not come along and do the idea better than you? Tough
for
one,
sure.
Adam.
Yeah, for sure. So, with it being a smaller group, our staff members are able to, like I said, provide 24/7 member support. We have people up through the day to talk to our members. We also pay people exclusively to provide to just us, so someone else couldn't come in and do that. We have larger competitors. Their main source of marketing is on Twitter, and we run through a platform called Discord, if you know what that is. It's just another social networking platform. But yeah, so we pay people exclusively for us, and in business, I like to say it's about who you know. And so we know a lot of different connections that another business may not. So I'm confident that we wouldn't be run out by a larger competition.
And Graham, I also have a question for you. Who is your target audience, or who would be that first demographic you would go for with Missing Link?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say someone maybe around my age looking to make some more money to, maybe buy some nicer clothes, or someone like maybe a dad who wants to take the family on another vacation or buy some new furniture for the wife. So it can really go to anyone. So.
Perfect. And keeping going with the questions, we have another question for Nicole. Do you think you would run into problems with scaling?
I do think that it would be difficult to keep up with like how much equipment I would have and how much I need to like attract my customers and stuff. But the problems will come along the way, and I know that it could potentially grow quite a bit. So I might have problems with it, but I'm just gonna deal with them as they come, I guess.
Absolutely. And we have another question for Cami. And Maureen says, I can see that being really fun for the age range you're targeting. How will you address cleanliness when customers can touch all of the ingredients? Are you worried about wear on your equipment from improper use? Good question.
So yeah, it's really different in the coronavirus aspect right now, but I would definitely say hand sanitizer at the beginning, and everyone, if they put hand sanitizer on right before they go through the line, that's pretty much like any buffet that's open in Sioux Falls right now, do the hand sanitizer thing. Obviously right now wouldn't be the best time to launch this business, but the second question about improper use on the equipment, I actually work at a coffee shop right now, and every time we train new baristas, obviously they don't know how to do it, so you could say it's improper use because they aren't doing it exactly correct, so some stuff could be kind of broken right away. So it's just something you have to deal with. I think it's mostly like, as long as they're getting better every time, it won't be a problem in the end.
Great. I know I would have to learn, take a lot of time to learn how you all make the awesome coffees and stuff like that. I usually just stick to a nice black one here at 1 Million Cups. So keeping going, there was a Facebook comment from Jason, and it said the strip mall idea is brilliant, all capital letters. And I know one with the space in the back that would be a great facility for this idea. And I think he was talking about Emmy's idea about the softball facility, but possibly extending it to different sports and making a strip mall. I mean, I think that's what we were talking about. And we'll keep on going. So another question for Cammie. Is there a way to operate this on a small scale and pilot it? Good question.
Yeah, I think so. It could be a really small, like, physical location, and there could just be one line. It might be harder to make good sales just because there's only one line, but then I would have to be the only person in store. So it's possible. It's not what I envision, but possible.
Awesome. And another question from Andy, and this is for Graham. Are you yourself financially free? If not, can you lead someone somewhere you've never been? And you might have to clarify that question.
I mean, I guess you could have different definitions. Oh,
go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
I was going to say you can have different definitions of financial freedom, but really I'd say it's to be able to pay your expenses within the month without necessarily like working a job. So like passive income. And so I would say, I mean, I'm a college student, but I'd say I'm able to do that by monitoring items I sell on eBay that are selling while I'm sleeping and stuff like that. So we give people the tools to do what I am doing, but maybe to even more of an extent, if someone who has more capital than me to buy out more things. So I guess if that answers your question, but.
Yeah, if you need any clarification, that was my goal, was like to see if you're a consulting agency or somebody that's going to help someone go somewhere. And then I'm seeing this guy who is, I mean, you're not a ton younger than me, but if I saw someone like you saying, hey, I'm going to help you to financial freedom, you're going to look like the 80 other young dudes on Facebook ads who are trying to target me to tell me that I don't have to work hard, that I can just make money in my sleep, and that it's really easy with drop shipping. And then the reality is that it's really challenging when people invest money in that and it doesn't work because shipping things change. And so it's just for you yourself to actually be able to say, here's my story. I'm financially free because I did these things, is just so much more. Like, that's the big question I have, is like, is he actually somewhere that I want to go, or is he just telling me to do something he's never done? That was the question.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, that's fair.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, this is exactly why we're doing this to get some great feedback from the 1 Million Cups community, show some support to these USF students. And so we're going to continue with these questions. And so Malou is asking, Graham, right back at you again. He's asking, as a data-driven agency, one of our biggest challenges is how to track the visitor experience across multiple devices over the course of the consumer buying cycle. How do you deal with those issues?
I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, if you could clarify it, but our group itself is run where we all communicate with each other. So we're not like tracking who's using it at, like, because you can see everyone that's online at the time. We are able to see like our website visitors and our social media like clicks and engagements with a marketing agency. So if that kind of answers your question, not really sure, but.
Yeah, and Malou, feel free to hop on. It says in the chat he's having a little trouble with his computer right now, but you can hop on and clarify and ask it again. But I actually have a question for Odell. And you talked about getting some feedback and also some investors. And so you don't have to put an amount on it right now, but would you give a percentage of you were looking for over 50% of what you're at right now, or are you looking for a couple investors or one large investor?
Just ideally, whenever I would plan to start doing this, probably multiple right away, just to kind of get it off its feet. Because initially, I had the idea of getting a normal job, or say normal in any type of weird way, just basically an 8 to 5, where this business idea that I presented today is kind of a side hustle right away until I feel like it gets big enough to where I can do that full time.
Great. Thank you so much. And just one more question over here. We have one from, a comment, not really a question, from Maureen to Cami. And she said this is clearly a very experiential, Cam's coffee cup, experiential thing. So you could do private events and have things like group trainings. And I would just have to also agree with that, because a lot of people right now are looking for maybe those smaller events, and I think that would be a really great way to start off at that smaller scale and do some experimenting. And we have, of course, some more questions. These questions are great. Keep them coming. We'll do questions for a couple more minutes. We have one from Amy, and she says, Odell, how are you going to convince these coaches they need your services?
Great question. Probably, I feel like it wouldn't necessarily come from me right away, because I see that a lot of these coaches, they have a position change. Because ideally, I'd want to go for like the high school market of high school coaches. So whether they get like a new superintendent or a new principal who may want their sports to start looking better, and they feel like that coach is good at their age, but just because they're struggling at talking to younger athletes, they would want to consult me in that sense.
So you're talking about a little bit of that transition almost as well. And so Adam says we can ask the investor question for everyone. And I think that would be an awesome way to get everybody back on the screen and just talk about your business one more time. And then we are approaching the end and we can get to the voting portion. So if everybody wants to go through, talk about if you are looking for investors in your business right now, and what you think would be a good amount right away. And then we'll just start in the first one who presented with Nicole.
So since I would have so much inventory, I would probably want to have really big amount for my investment if anybody would be interested, but I don't really know the exact amount for that, but I would imagine that it'd be maybe around 500,000 at least. So, yeah.
Perfect. And Grace?
Hi, yeah. So I won't have a lot of initial costs just because it's a piano lesson studio. So I will have rent for a studio space, but I think that's about it. So I probably wouldn't need a whole lot of investments, but I haven't really thought about it, I guess.
Okay, and Graham?
I'm not necessarily looking really for an investment because we do have an established program, but if anything, we're creating a software right now to do a lot of automating on eBay listing and stuff. So we have a smaller budget for that than maybe what we would need. So if anything, more money to create a newer software program.
Okay, and Emmy?
Yeah, so there's two ways I could kind of go with this. I'll probably have to start small which wouldn't require a huge investment, maybe a small investment, but an end game, I want to have a great, big, huge facility. So if I got to that point, I would definitely be looking for some more investments.
Great. And Adele, we already heard from you, so we're going to go on to Cammie.
Yeah, so basically, it depends if I would buy a location or rent, but I would definitely need all the espresso equipment and fridges, so around 50 to 100,000.
Okay, great. And so we will actually wrap up our Q&A section. And so we're going to open up the voting, and Pinnacle can do that. So you're just going to vote on your favorite. And can we not show or, okay, perfect. And so make sure to vote for your favorite. But while you're doing that, we're going to run through everybody one more time. But we're going to ask the question that we ask at every 1 million cups right at the end, which is, what can the 1 million cups community do for you and your business? And so let's just start off in that order again with Nicole.
The 1 million cups community could just simply guide me and give me their guidance along this journey. I know that this business probably won't get started up for quite a long time for me yet. And it's going to take like a lot of time, but I would just like your guys' advice simply from you guys. So yeah.
Great. And Grace?
Yeah, I'm just looking for connections in the piano or just music, fine arts world. It's kind of a group of people here in Sioux Falls, and I'd just like to meet and see what everyone thinks about different kinds of lessons, non-traditional. So yeah.
Absolutely. That would be fantastic. And Graham?
I'd just say spreading the word, because I think this can help any age range of people with the variety of things we have. So,
absolutely. And how about Emmy?
I agree with all them. Connections are huge. Maybe also some idea on ways to make the business less seasonal, like ideas of what to do during the summer, kind of nicer outside.
Okay, very good. And Odell?
I mean, just like everyone else is saying, advice ideally, because I've never really had a huge passion to start a business, but just getting advice on how the right way to do it is would be really helpful.
Awesome. And last but not least, Cammie.
I would just look for any help in like legality issues with like starting a business, because that's the stuff that people don't think about. So just anything that would be good advice for startup in that area.
Perfect. So a common thread through all of yours, it sounds like, of course, not only supporting your businesses when it gets to the point that we can, but making sure that we are connecting you with some people who have experience and can offer you advice. And so my challenge for you, 1 Million Cups community, is to reach out to these people. If you're moved by by their business, we can get you those contact informations and reach out to them because they need your help. And overall, it's going to make Sioux Falls and South Dakota and this area a better place. And so, do we have a winner, Jeff? Yes, the winner is... Oh, drum roll. Or do you want to whisper it to me? Okay. The winner, who is going to get a month of co-working space at the Zeal Center and a local gift card, is Emmy with the softball facility pitch. So thank you so much, and congratulations, Emmy. And we want to thank you all so much for pitching to us today. And we hope that you got some different perspectives, some questions answered, and some advice about your wonderful businesses that you are starting out on. And so again, please reach out to these students and we can get you their contacts. And thanks so much for coming on. We just want to make sure to give a shout out to our paid sponsors. And of course, we'd like to thank the First National Bank in Sioux Falls, the Zeal Center for Entrepreneurship, Market Beat, and Pinnacle Productions for doing this incredible thing this morning. And of course, we are usually at the Museum of Visual Materials, but we're taking it virtual, but we want to give a shout out to them as well one more time. And I just have to say how incredible it is as a college student. I remember as a college student coming to 1 Million Cups and really looking to all of these professionals in Sioux Falls and being so impressed and being so moved by how everybody wants to come together and collaborate to make everyone better. And so again, thanks to these USF students for coming on with us today, and have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you next week for some speakers. And can we show those speakers, Jeff? We'll get it on. 1 second. Perfect. And so next week, we have those USF Business Plan Development students today. And next week, coming at you virtual is Kyle Bender with Falcon Plastics. And then, of course, December 9th is Nick Coulterman with Fit My Feet. So we will not have one next week. It's the Thanksgiving break. But we hope to see you back virtually for 1 Million Cups. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and thanks for listening.